everybody, what's up and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to take a look at this awesome bass amp. Now this is the Orange Crush 100 bass amp, 100 watts of power. And we're going to dive into this thing and we're going to show you guys what this amp is all about. So stay tuned. Okay, everybody, we are back, and today we're going to be talking about this Orange Crush 100 solid state bass amp. Now, full disclosure, I bought this thing with my own money, just like every other piece of gear I've ever reviewed on this channel so far. This is an amazing amp, I think, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to, guys, go over the controls and everything for you guys, show you guys the back, and play a couple of things for you. Now, I'm not some super awesome bass player or anything like that, but I'm just going to play a couple sounds for you guys. Can hear how it sounds, and we're just kind of go over it and give you guys a good little overview of what this amp is capable of doing, give you my thoughts and opinions at the end of it, and then we will wrap it up. So we are also going to be using my XRS 700 Ibanez guitar, and we're going straight into the amp. So the first thing I want to do for you guys is I want to show you the top panel, and I'm going to show you the back. So we're going to get into that, and then we'll come back and we'll start playing it, get you guys some sounds, let you guys hear it, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. So let's show you guys that panel first. Okay, everybody, so I'm not sure if the lighting's the greatest for this, but I'm going to walk you through this top panel real quick, and then I'll show you guys the back, and then we'll get back to the front of this thing. So over here, you've got it balanced out, so you can go straight into your PA system. It's got a ground button right here as well to ground that if need be. And then over here you got an auxiliary in and headphones right here. So auxiliary in right there. You got headphones right there. You've got a volume, you got a treble, you got a middle, you got a frequency, you got a bass, you got a blend, and then you got a gain. And so that's what you got right there on the front panel on the top of this amp. And it's pretty well laid out. It also has a tuner down here, so you can turn your tuner on and off, which is really nice to have as well. So that's just kind of a bonus feature that you got a tuner built into the amp, so that's pretty cool. So let's look at the back of this amp and see what that looks like. Okay, buddy, so the back of the amp is pretty simple. You got your power switch here. This is your plug-in right here. You've got a channel foot switch right here to go your blend switch for going back and forth on blend and stuff. You can buy a 2-button foot switch that allow you to go to distortion and do the blend. And you've got your FX loop send and return right there as well. And it's pretty basic, simple. There is no line out to hook another cabinet to it, but you don't really need it. So let's get back over to the front and keep going with this review. Okay, now that that is done and you got to see the top and the back, let's talk about what this amp has in it. So it's 100 watts. It's got a 15-inch speaker in it. This thing is made very solid. These things are like 55 pounds. So if you guys are looking for something to lug around and stuff, this is pretty hefty. I would probably get like a case for it or something that's got some wheels. Unless you guys are young and out there, this is a great amp, but it is pretty hefty to carry around. But it's solid. It's built like a tank, just so you know. It's solid as a rock and it sounds really good. Now, if you guys are wondering if this amp can be played live with a big full band, yes it can. This 100 watt 115 has got plenty of power to get out there and gig with. I play with a full band all the time, and this thing is awesome. And my bass player that comes over actually switches between this one and my Fender Robo 100, which is it's got a 112 inch, it's got a 12-inch speaker in it. And that thing is just as loud too. But this 15 does just fine. I've seen some people say, oh, it's not quite loud enough. I don't know what they're talking about, because this thing has got plenty of power to go gig pretty much anywhere. And it's got the auxiliary out on the balance out that you can blow straight into the PA if you need more and stuff. But I would take this to a gig anywhere. I would play any show with this. Hell, I would go play a big stadium with this and just plug it in the PA and rock out with it and use this as my stage sound, because it is plenty loud. It is plenty loud. You'll see we're going to barely have this thing turned on when we're playing it, because it's loud. It's so loud that it vibrates stuff on the walls in my studio, and I haven't even turned it up halfway ever. So this thing will definitely get the job done. If you're wondering about that, that's one of the biggest things that I see people asking questions and comments and stuff. They're wondering if this is loud enough to gig with. It is plenty loud. It's 100 watts with a 15-inch speaker. This thing is plenty loud enough. I don't know what is going on in the music community sometimes where people think that they need this big full stack bass to play, because this 115 will do it. The only thing that is rough about gigging with this thing is, like I said, it's like 55 pounds. So this thing is a tank. It is a tank. So, I mean, if you want something that's well built and it's going to last, this will definitely last, but you guys are definitely going to build your muscles up when you're playing it. You know, it's got really solid handles. These handles on the side are built really well into it. It's just this really great cloth. It's got the orange emblems on it, and I mean, this Tolex that they have, the orange Tolex that they put on it, is just phenomenal. I'm a big orange fan. I have a bunch of orange amps around me that I use, and they are my go-to start plays. When I'm playing bass, I'm using my orange amp. I love this thing. My little Fender is more like my backup now. But if I was going to gigs somewhere and stuff, I would definitely have this on in a cart or something. But I would take it. It's definitely awesome, you know. But it's not the lightest thing in the world, so you need to keep that in mind. That it is built pretty hefty. So, and most orange amps, if you guys have messed with any orange amps, you know they're built like tanks. But the fact that they're built like that makes them solid, means they'll hold up under gigging and touring and stuff, which is really nice. And I just love them. So let me grab this bass right here. And like I said, this bass is this is an SRX. It's an Ibanez SRX 700. I have not done a review on this bass yet. It's an older bass, but it has become my favorite bass in my collection. Now, I own 5 bass guitars, and this one is by far my favorite. This is the one I'm using for recording and stuff. I just love this thing. It's like meat and potatoes, man. It just is awesome. But this is a whole other thing that we'll talk about later. So let's get some volume on here so you guys can hear this amp. Now, I've got everything set at noon pretty much, I do believe, other than the bass, which I have set at, it's just past noon, about 3/4 of the way. And this is kind of what that's going to sound like. We will kick the distortion on, but I don't usually play it with the distortion on, but I will add some of the gain so you guys can hear what that sounds like too. But we're just going to play a couple riffs so you can hear it. I'm not going to turn a bunch of knobs and do a bunch of things. The way I have it set right now is how I like it. So that's how we're going to play it so you guys can hear it. And then I will add some gain to it so you guys can hear that too. But let's play a couple riffs for you guys. Let you guys hear how this sounds. And then you guys can tell me what you think. There's a couple riffs for you guys. Trying to keep my picking down so you guys aren't hearing the picking stuff, and trying to keep my rattle on my strings down a little bit too, because I do have these strings set pretty low. You don't hear the rattle coming out of the amp, but you probably can hear the strings rattling a little bit on the bass because I like my action really low on them. It doesn't ever come through on the recordings, but through this recording you guys probably can hear it a little bit, so I will apologize for that. But I'm a pick guy, so that you're going to hear that picking, so I apologize for that, but I'm trying to give you the best review I can. So that is what it sounds like, kind of just straight up. Like I said, my volume's at just about 2.5 maybe. Trebles at noon, middle's at noon, frequencies at noon, and bass is at 3/4, blend is at noon, and the gain is off. That was that setting. Now we're going to kick the gain on a little bit, let you guys kind of hear what that does. But I feel like when you get into the gain, the gain is cool, but if you put too much of it in there, it kind of oversaturates it. So that is actually on 2, 3, like it's on the third hash, so it's about a quarter away, and this is kind of what you get. Oh, I messed that up, sorry. So that's what you get when you turn it up about a quarter of the way, and that's about as far as I like to go with the gain on it. But we'll take it up halfway. I want you guys hear that, because I think once you get about halfway, it kind of just gets kind of I don't know. It's just me. I mean, it's not too bad. That's an E. But I don't think I would go past that. But let's play that same riff, but with it, the gain is on halfway now. So that's like halfway with the gain. I guess I could play one more riff for you guys with the halfway gain and let you hear that. And then we'll take it back to the more cleaner sound. So let's do one more riff. Let's see if I can, what do I want to do? Something that's heavier, because I kind of like the rocky, heavier stuff. So that's what that sounds like with it halfway. I'm not going to crank it up any more than that, because it just gets kind of all over the place, and I don't really care for it. Like I said, I like it about on a quarter, and I think with a quarter, you get enough. If you guys are playing a little bit heavier band, I think you could go up to, just under that. So I'd say just about a quarter is probably good, but I don't tend to use it when I'm playing bass. I tend to just keep it like nice and clean. But anyway, that gives you kind of an idea how this amp sounds. Like I said, I got everything at noon. I'm not cranking it up. You guys probably do different settings on your bass amps. We all have our preferences of what we sound. I just kind of like everything at noon on this amp. It just kind of sounds good to me, to my ears. It's my preferences. Like I said, I'm not some expert or some pro. I'm just a guy that likes to play guitar and likes to play music and enjoy playing the bass as well. And I just really enjoy this amp. This is an amp that I've wanted for a long time, and so I'm very glad to have it in my studio, in my collection. It's a great sounding amp, in my opinion, and I think it does a great job. So in wrapping this up with this video, I don't think you can go wrong with this as far as having a great bass combo amp that'll serve you well, whether you're playing in a studio, whether you're gigging, no matter what you're doing with it, jam practices, doesn't matter, professional level, this amp will definitely get the job done. It's a great studio amp to have in the studio. It's a great gigging amp. It's a great touring amp. It'll definitely hold up under the riggers. Orange makes amazing products, in my opinion. They just make phenomenal stuff, and I just love their stuff. And I've been wanting to review this for a while. I've had it in the studio for a while. I've been playing it, messing around with it, figuring out what I like and where I like it, and it's just been very, very impressive to me. And it's a great, just great amp, and I love having it in conjunction with my Fender Rumble 112 that I have over there, the 12-inch one that I have over there. Both of those are great amps. It gives two really nice options in my studio for people that come in here and record and play, to have two really cool amps to play, and I would gig with either one of them all day long. This amp, hands down, it looks amazing. Just the looks of these orange amps is eye-catching. I mean, just the way they're made. And if you guys have ever seen one or played one, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to orange gear in general. They just do a phenomenal job. And I really just can't complain about any of the orange gear that I have. I just love it, and it's just amazing. And this is no exception to the rule. So if you get a chance, try one of these in a local music store, and don't hesitate to get one of these because they are phenomenal amps. I would recommend this to anybody out there that's a bass player that's looking for a good, solid practice or gigging amp. This Orange Crush 100, which is 100 watt, 115 in there, it's got a 15-inch speaker in there, will definitely get the job done, and I guarantee you will be happy with this amp. I promise you. I mean, it's just phenomenal, and you can't go wrong. I do believe the price on these is $5.99, so I think they're like $600. And you can pick it up. I got this one from Sweetwater, and that you can get it $5.99, free shipping, and it'll be at your door. And man, I'll tell you what, a little quick story. When the UPS, it was a lady, and this amp was like probably weighs more than she does. She's so small, but she carried that thing all the way up to my doorstep and even brought it inside for me. And I was very impressed. So hands off to her. I can't remember her name is, but she's a hard worker. So yeah, definitely, if you guys get a chance, get out there. Check out one of these amps. If you're a bass player out there, and I try to put some bass gear on here, not all guitars. I try to do some bass stuff as well, because I know there's bass players out there that want to see some stuff, and there's not as many people reviewing bass gear as they are reviewing guitar gear. So I try to throw in some bass gear along with what I'm doing with everything else. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video helps you guys make a better decision on whether you're interested in this orange amp or not. My recommendation, in my opinion, don't hesitate to pull the trigger on it. It's awesome. Orange makes great stuff. Jump on it. I would jump on it. Obviously, I did jump on it because it's in my studio and I own it. So don't hesitate, because you'll be happy. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel out. And when I finally get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a pretty cool giveaway that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I'm going to hook somebody up with something really cool. But we got to get to that 1,000 subscribers first before I do that. And I will be doing a review. If any of you guys got any questions about this bass, I will be doing a review on this SRX 700. You have to really search to find one of these, but I'll tell you what, when it comes to basses, this is an awesome bass too. So, but I will be doing a review on this bass soon, so you guys will be seeing that. So thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on the next video.